2 pounds from East Lowry, Alabama, Dick Dunn. 1 fall, 10-minute time limit.
Thank you very much, Charlie Platt, for our first TV match of this afternoon. Bad Boy Hines from Baghdad, Florida, against Dick Dunn from East Lowry, Alabama. Two real ring pros. Bad Boy Hines with the advantage so far on Dick Dunn. Has a headlock on him now. Down goes Dunn again. As Bad Boy Hines continues on the attack, referee Jimmy McGwire. Hines has Dunn in the rope, lifts him off. Dunn with a right foot to the stomach. Down goes Hines. Hines with a leg drop, and Dick Dunn is down. Bad Boy Hines has the advantage now in this first of our television matches. Bad Boy Hines, you can see it on the screen there, using the trunks for a little leverage as he has the leg lock on Dick Dunn. Referee Jimmy McGwire able to get a count of 1 each time. Hines pulls Dunn away from the rope. Dunn, with the foot, breaks the hold. There's a headlock now by Dick Dunn. They're right in the middle of the ring. Referee Jimmy McGwire, the trunks used by Bad Boy Hines, and referee Jimmy McGwire saw that one and says, break it up, Bad Boy. He did. He's the mayor of Baghdad, Florida, Bad Boy Hines. Into the ropes they go, into the corner. And Bad Boy Hines is known to talk to the referee. McGwire calls for the break, and Hines said, he's got me in the corner. Dick Dunn now with an arm bar on the left arm of Bad Boy Hines. Uses the leg for leverage, trips him down, and down he goes, flat on his back end for the count of 1. From referee Jimmy McGwire. First match this afternoon, 1 fall, 10-minute time limit. Dick Dunn still working on the left arm of Bad Boy Hines. He also has that knee encamped underneath the chin of Hines. A little more pressure there. Hines rolls him over and breaks the hold. And there you can probably hear Bad Boy talking to the referee, asking, did you see me pull the tights? As McGwire said for Hines to discontinue that move. Headlock applied by Dick Dunn. The Bad Boy Hines. Oh, there's a move by Dick Dunn. He drew the referee's attention by saying that Hines pulled the hair. Referee went around to look, and Dick Dunn popped him in the forehead. He did it again. He did it again. Now he told him to hold the tights, and there he goes. Dick Dunn with some good moves there as they talks to the referee and gets a few slaps in there, but now Bad Boy Hines has the advantage with a headlock on Dick Dunn. Make that an arm lock on Dick Dunn. Blocked out momentarily from the action. Dick Dunn with the pressure on the chin now, and Bad Boy Hines is bent completely around, and the hold is reversed. And reversed one more time. Bad Boy Hines and referee Jimmy McGwire conversing again. Count of 1 on Dick Dunn as he bridges out. Hines using the ropes, as you can see on camera. Using the ropes for leverage. And once again, talks to referee Jimmy McGwire. Hines still with the advantage on Dick Dunn. Referee checking for a chokehold. Got the pressure on the chin. Picks him up. Drives him toward the corner. Has him on the ropes. And a forearm to the chin. One more time by Bad Boy Hines. Down goes Dick Dunn. A foot to the back. Another one. Has Dick Dunn a little stunned right now into the ropes. Hines with another forearm to the chin. Into the rope, up and over. Dick Dunn with the hold in the match. You saw it. Bad boy Hines, a little stunned. Dick Dunn. The Raven brings in the Raven Raiders in Panama City this coming Friday night against Danny Little Bear and Gene Lewis. Special main event, a hog wire match. Eddie Sullivan against Don Carson. That is something to be seen, I'm pretty sure. And speaking of Eddie Sullivan, we have him out here tonight. And you have a chain in your hand.
Yes, I have a chain in my hand. That doesn't mean nothing. I'm just holding a chain, if it's all right with you. Okay, fine. All right. Now what I've got to say is very simple and very, very clear. I'm going to make it to everybody concerned. What I've got to say is this. Don Carson is sitting up here hollering about he's got to have this belt. He wants his belt. That's his belt, and somebody took it from him and all this kind of stuff. Fine, okay? Carson, you've got the right to say anything you want to. If you feel that it's your belt, that's fine. You can ask for it anytime you want to. However, on the other hand, I feel that the belt, the Gulf Coast title, belongs to me because it was stolen from me. They stole that belt from me. Nobody ever beat me for it. Now, I'm going to take that Blackie, and I'm going to put him in that ring in New Brockton tonight. And after I get through with him in New Brockton, I'm pretty sure that when I get through with this man, he's going to want to give me the first chance at my title instead of Carson, because I'm going to beat him. I'm going to get in there and I'm going to do everything I can to put this man's shoulders down. On the other hand, you shut your mouth, I'm doing this. On the other hand, I would like to say this. Don Carson, you got yourself in a pickle this time in Panama City. You got yourself in a cage. Now, what man in his right mind would want to get in a cage with Eddie Sullivan? Boy, you're a little bit short of brains, you know. I'm going to tell you what. That's another one that I'm going to win. I'm going to make sure that when I get my Boston crab on you, your chicken wing is only going to be good for eating and nothing else, Carson. Now, you shut your mouth, I told you. Quit interrupting. Boy, you got the most rude people around here I've ever seen. Now, another thing that upsets me, and if these rude people would shut up, I'd like to get this across here. Shut your mouth. Now, Dusty Rhodes is coming in here to wrestle against a world's champion, Terry Funk. I should be the man that's wrestling against Funk because I'm the next man in line. Who is Dusty Rhodes? He's never beat Super Sully. He's never been here to wrestle Eddie Sullivan. I don't like the idea of somebody from somewhere else coming to Alabama and getting the chance that I am up for. I'm supposed to be the man wrestling Funk, not this big fat slob coming in here. One other thing. I understand that we got us a nice big match. 8-man tag match. Well, Tyler and Sullivan are going to be in that one also. And Tyler and Sullivan will emerge victorious because we are by far today the best tag team wrestlers in this part of the country. So there. It's yours. That's all I got to say.
Thank you very much. Eddie Sullivan talking about 3 different matches.
Remaining, 1 fall TV time remaining. Introducing in the corner to my right, weighing in at 245 pounds from Phoenix, Arizona, Super Sully Eddie Sullivan. His opponent, 222 pounds from Bonifay, Florida, Greg Peterson. 1 fall, TV time remaining.
All right, time remaining. Our final event, Greg Peterson going up against Eddie Sullivan. Eddie Sullivan in the ring, as you can see, coming out of the corner at the suggestion of the official. Jimmy McGwire moves in, taps him on the shoulder. Eddie Sullivan goes in. Greg Peterson with a headlock slides behind him from the backside, pulled around by the arm and in the arm bar momentarily. As he comes up, Sullivan backs him over onto the ropes. Forearm smash. Greg Peterson moves in. Peterson not breaking clean according to Sullivan. Greg Peterson holding that arm high. Moves in, finds himself in a headlock now by Sullivan. Sullivan Looks up as he comes out of it, goes for the hair, brings him down. McGwire didn't see it. He hooks him with a leg. Good move by little Greg Peterson. He pulls in there and hooks that left leg, and back goes Sullivan. Sullivan now wraps up that arm. A Japanese wrist lock brings him over. Trying to get him in the scissors. He has one leg over the rope. Greg Peterson looks up as Eddie Sullivan backs off. Sullivan moves in to grips. Sullivan comes, nope. Sullivan loses with a hammerlock from the front side, but he brings him over the top to break the hold. Moving around, Eddie Sullivan and Greg Peterson into grips again. From the backside, beautiful takedown, nope. He has the rope. That'll call for the break from there. Peterson and now moving into a hammerlock. Nope, slides it up into a standing wrist lock it is. Sullivan does. Beautiful takedown by Peterson as he brings him over. Gets a count of 1 on Sullivan. Sullivan with the count of 1 pops that arm up. Sullivan gripping that backside of Peterson here. He's pushing him slowly over toward the ropes. Hooks that left leg. Sullivan puts that hand under the chin. Takes the arm down, trying to get the pin on it. He can't do it. Now he takes the left arm. Peterson spins around, back over onto the ropes, pursuing Sullivan very quickly. McGwire moves in to tell him to break up the locked or clenched fist. There's the possibility of some punches maybe swapped. Forearm smash. Down he comes down on the elbow again, or with the elbow again, on the shoulder. Has him from the backside and the tights. Peterson down. McGwire asks him about the tights. No, says Sullivan. Peterson trying to bridge up out of it. Is able to get around. Now moves up, but they're over on the ropes. It'll call for the break. The break is made. We have about a minute to go, at the most, a little less than a minute, according to the official timekeeper. And Sullivan and Peterson both looking very fresh at this point. Sullivan, Peterson in the center of the ring. Sullivan's in. Back him off. He's got the clenched fist. Sullivan goes in, and he throws a hard right to the ribs, the back rib cage of Peterson. Peterson counters with a forearm smash to the midsection. Down on the back with a knee in. Goes in, counters him over into the ring. Up off the ropes, back body drop. Down he comes very hard. Drives it in from the backside. There goes the bell. The bell sounds and action will stop because the time has expired. A draw, according to the official in the ring, Jimmy McGwire. A draw between Greg Peterson and Eddie Sullivan, who has just been bounced on the floor real hard, says that Peterson was saved by the bell. Well, whether or not that be the case, Rocky McGwire is at ringside with us. Rocky, we have an all-time great card Thursday night here in Dothan.
The boy's very lucky. Peterson's a very lucky man. Saved by the bell.
Okay,
John,
Rocky.
I don't really know who was saved there. It looked like he was in pretty bad shape.
Right.
Nevertheless, John, I would like to say that I'm like most of the fans, and like Dick Dunn said out here, I'm excited about the match next Thursday night. And we would like to reemphasize one more time, as we've mentioned several times, the match will be held, as we explained before, on Thursday night of the coming week here in Dothan, because that was the only night we could, and it took about 3 months to sign these two boys, and the only time we'd get them together was Thursday night. Then we'll move to Panama City on a Friday night for our regular matches. The match here next week, nothing would, I think, really enhance my career in this business is to be part of change of the world title belt. And I'd like to see the American Dream. Terry Funk is a fantastic champion, a great athlete, and has done an outstanding job. But I have to lean toward my good friend, the American Dream. He's an outstanding human being, and I'd like to see him. I know he's worked hard to prepare for this, and I'd like to see him have it. I would just like to mention, like we have before, that as the champion is booked in a number of matches around the country.
Matches seen today are sanctioned by the National Wrestling Alliance. And now to ringside for the start of today's action.
Thank you, Al Roberts. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Gulf Coast Wrestling, live from our Channel 4 studios. It's a pleasure to have you with us this afternoon, and to my right, of course, is a person who should be no stranger to you. It's been a while since we've had Lynn Tony from Pensacola, Florida, on the air with us. But Lynn, I want to welcome you to Channel 4 again, and Lynn's going to be calling most of the action in the ring for us today.
Well, thank you, John. It's nice to be back. We started back in 1961 together, and here we are once again. John,
somebody said a few minutes ago, Rocky McGwire said they're old pros.
I didn't
That's
like
what he said to Charlie Platt. Yeah, we'll talk to him and Charlie later.
John, we have a real live program today lined up for you. And as a matter of fact, we were discussing the NWA just a few moments ago, right, you and I?
You know, this Eddie Graham is the new president of the NWA, and well, first of all, he's a heck of a nice person. I know you know him.
He really is.
And
He really is.
too. Fantastic individual, and I think you got something to tell the folks about it.
Right. As a matter of fact, we have an interview right now with Eddie Graham as the new head, the new president of the National Wrestling Alliance. Here it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, the president of the National Wrestling Alliance, Mr. Eddie Graham.
I'd like to say hello to all the thousands of National Wrestling Alliance wrestling fans throughout the world, and I mean literally throughout the world. As you know, the National Wrestling Alliance sanctions and governs professional wrestling all through the United States, Mexico, Canada, Australia, Japan, and recently Korea. My recent election, of course, I was tremendously honored, and I'm very excited about the possibilities of the things that are upcoming in professional wrestling. I might say that I bring to this position 30 years of experience as a professional wrestler, many of those rated in the top 10 heavyweights in the world. Legislatively and administratively, I've served on the board of directors of the Florida Sheriff's Boys Ranch for a number of years, Boys Clubs of Tampa, and things of this nature. I hope that I can utilize all of this experience to further the great sport of wrestling that has been so much a part of my life. I've appointed a top-level committee to look into some various holds that I think possibly ought to be barred, holds like the pile driver, jumping from the top rope. I'm very much in favor of subsidizing and helping our Olympic athletes. I am also very concerned about mismatches, young rookies wrestling old-timers, and possibly being injured before their careers really get started. In this brief time that I have, ladies and gentlemen, I did want to just get acquainted with you and say hello to you, and I assure you that there are a lot of exciting things coming up in professional wrestling, and I'm very, very proud to be a very small part of it.
Very exciting individual, Eddie Graham there, is, of course, giving a complete new look and a more progressive look, I must say, to the NWA.
I think he'll do a real fine job. I really do, John.
We're going to have another word in just a moment, a very special tape, because we're going to have Bobo Brazil featured here in Dothan, Alabama, in a very special main event this coming Friday night at the Farm Center. And we're going to be back in a moment, Lynn is, to tell you a little bit about this, and then we're going to be taking a look at that tape. But before we do, let's take this time out for this message.
Going to see a very fantastic special match. Make your plans to be there when you will see Big Bobo Brazil go against Don Carson. Now, this is his first appearance, that is Big Bobo Brazil, in the Gulf Coast region. And right now, we have a match, so let's go to ringside. And here he is, Big Bobo Brazil.
Wrestling fans, the next attraction is all set for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. In the corner to my left, from New York City, 234 pounds, Pete McKay. And his opponent, 287 pounds, Benton Harbor, Michigan, Big Bobo Brazil.
The Black Bomber from Benton Harbor, Michigan, Bobo Brazil, an extraordinary athlete. Taking on Pete McKay here. Bobo Brazil, Antonino, has been around the wrestling wars for quite some time, and this man possesses extraordinary skill.
Oh, yes, he's in tremendous condition, General, because he loves wrestling. 24 hours a day, his mind, his body is just in the wrestling. And you got to admire a man like that who cultivate himself for the wrestling. And God bless him, he's a good man.
He's a good man on the outside of the ring as well as the inside, a fine gentleman. And, of course, Bobo Brazil's forte, or special move, if you will, it is something known as the Cocoa Butt.
Absolutely tremendous.
Bobo Brazil in control here at the moment over Pete McKay. Nice maneuver on the part of Bobo Brazil there. McKay out there for the walk, trying to clear his head a little bit. Bobo brings him in the hard way. It's Brazil in command of things here at the moment. Pete McKay lacking that all-important mobility, Anthony, you've mentioned so many times.
Oh, absolutely, General. Bobo Brazil, I think, is just, he got a heavy workout. Oh, my God.
Oh, my goodness. That was the headbutt. The headbutt of Bobo Brazil, who just laid Pete McKay wide open. In on a count of 8. Whips him to the corner now. Bobo with a reversal. Look at that reversal on the part of Pete McKay. Comes in. Bobo catches him just right. Cap, but down he'll go sailing. Bobo with a head of steam now against Pete McKay. Headbutt again. Crashing down to the canvas. For the cover. Referee down with 1. A slow count at 2 and 3. It's time. Bobo Brazil in command of things here over Pete McKay. McKay had some moments for himself there in the ring, but it was 90% Bobo Brazil. Let's get
on it right by me, Don Carson, please.
And that's the last time that you'll ever get to say there's the winner, Bobo Brazil. Speaking of big men, let me tell you about one tonight. In New Brockton, I have none other than 601-pound Haystack Calhoun, and I'm going to teach him a lesson just like I did Crybaby Dick Dunn last night at the Farm Center. If you didn't see the one at the Farm Center last night, I got the chicken wing on Dick Dunn, and he screamed as loud as any man I've ever heard scream in my life. Dick Dunn, for 4 minutes and 12 seconds, didn't touch my body. I went out there and annihilated Dick Dunn. Okay, now I can get the chicken wing on a big man better than I can a little one. So tonight, New Brockton, it's going to be the big one. 601 pound, and Bobo Brazil, I'm going to tell you something, and I'm going to tell the fans something. When Bobo Brazil starts his headbutt, if you'll notice that my arm is in front of my head. That's where his is. And this little deal right here will get the chicken wing before he can do the headbutt. I will put it on Bobo Brazil right here Friday night, Dothan, Alabama. And if you ain't ever seen a big man scream, you listen to the one tonight, and you listen to the one next Friday night.
Okay, thank you, Don Carson. We'll be back now with our Gulf Coast Championship Wrestling after this.
1 fall, 10-minute time limit. 1 fall, 10 minutes. Your referee, Larry Brock. Brock, the referee. Introducing in the corner to my left, weighing in at 222 pounds from Bonifay, Florida, the new Alabama State champion, Greg Peterson. Peterson. His opponent, 251 pounds from Chattanooga, Tennessee, the fabulous Don Carson. 1 fall, 10 minutes.
All right, thank you very much there, Charlie. And now, Here we go with our one fall. There's the bell. Don Carson, the big man, on the ropes, comes off now. Greg Peterson goes behind, and they're on the ropes. Here comes the automatic break by the referee. Don Carson out, weighing 250 pounds. A takedown by Greg Peterson. And he's complaining, pull his hair, and the referee says, watch it there. A takedown on arm drag by big Don Carson. Don is a big man. Greg Peterson, a fast man. There's a hammerlock by Greg, a takedown by Greg, and he has Carson locked up on the mat there. And Carson trying to figure a way there. There's the hair, but he's on the ropes. Automatic break for the referee, and Carson breaks clean. Greg Peterson, Don Carson. Peterson weighing 222 pounds. And a takedown now by Greg. This Greg Peterson is a fast man, fast and strong. Don Carson, both of them veterans in the ring here. And let's see what happens here. Can Don get out of this? Working himself down, and a takedown now, but Greg holds on, and Carson is still in trouble. Greg working on that arm, and let's see what happens. Greg Peterson at an advantage, but Carson comes out, the shoulders are pinned momentarily. The referee counts one. There's a forearm smash, presumably into the face of Greg Peterson. Peterson comes out that elbow, a forearm smash now by Peterson, and a hard right and a left to the midsection. A takedown by Peterson, and out of the ring goes big Don Carson. Don Carson out of the ring now momentarily. Referee is counting, and let's see what Don is figuring his strategy as he's out of the ring now, getting himself ready to go back in. Greg Peterson has a bandage on his head from a previous match, evidently. Referee's hold, there goes, and Greg, he goes right into the turnbuckle now, and right on that injured head that we just mentioned, and there he goes once again. Don Carson showing no mercy to Peterson, and Greg comes back with that knee. It counters, but not strong enough, and Don comes in with a left into the Adam's apple. Greg Peterson trying to fight back now. He is fighting back with a right. A forearm smash by Peterson. Carson goes down. A takedown by Greg Peterson. And there's the hair. There's the hair, and he's off now, the break. Into the ropes, and there he goes once again in the turnbuckle. And Greg Peterson may be in trouble, but he's fighting his way back. Into the ropes goes goes Greg, and that knee catches Greg as he comes off. Greg working on that knee. Into the ropes goes Don Carson. Automatic break, and down comes Greg Peterson with that knee, and he's given the break by referee. The referee, Larry Brock, gives the break. But Peterson comes back in there with that knee. And now he takes Carson into the turnbuckle. Carson is down. There's the body press. 1, 2, but he rolls out of it. One fall, 10-minute match here. 10-minute time limit now. Headlock by Peterson. Oh, on the top rope, almost over, which would have been an automatic disqualification, but Peterson is hurt. Peterson straddled those ropes there. He was Irish whipped into the ropes, and that was the start of his downfall at this particular time. He's in trouble now, and Carson working on that left arm into a hammerlock, and looking for a submission now. He has him locked up. Let's see what the referee says. He's asking for a submission, and can Greg go on now? 1 fall, 10. Hear this? There's the bell, and the submission is there. Greg Peterson submitted. Carson will not turn loose. The referee is warning him to turn loose. Turn loose, Carson. And the winner in the first match, the winner of the match is Don Carson from Chattanooga, Tennessee, with a weight of 252 pounds over Greg Peterson. We'll be back now.
Now that is a chicken wing.
That's what you call it.
That is a chicken wing.
That is the chicken wing. Is that your own hold, Don? Did you? Okay, that's the famous hold that Don's been telling us about, the chicken wing. And the winner of that first match was Don Carson over Greg Peterson. Back with more of our wrestling action here on Gulf Coast Wrestling in just one moment.
You to Personality Profiles, a new feature of Gulf Coast Wrestling, designed to give you, our viewers, a look into the personal life of professional wrestlers appearing in the Gulf Coast area. Our guest today, Ric Drasin of Santa Monica, California. And Rick, first of all, welcome to the Gulf Coast area.
Thank you very much, Chuck. I'm very happy to be here. a very nice place. It's unlike California, where there's a lot of greenery and beautiful homes and really nice people. Really happy to be here.
Rick is no stranger to television viewers and magazine readers across the country. Rick, you've appeared in many commercials.
Yes, I have a beer commercial running on the East Coast, and I had a Camel cigarette ad, which was in many magazines and newspapers across the country, and a lot of television specials at Sonny and Cher, Flip Wilson, Johnny Carson, just to name a few of them.
If you would, Rick, tell us how you broke into the wrestling business.
Well, I wrestled in high school and college, and at that time I was very light. I was 150 pounds, actually 145, and I started working out with weights, and I belonged to a gym where a lot of wrestlers used to come into town. And as I started gaining weight, I decided it might be a good opportunity to turn pro and make some money. So I started training harder and harder and harder, and finally got a promoter to take a look at me. And I wrestled a couple of matches, and I did well, and I started working my way up slowly.
How long have you been in the business now?
I'd say right around 8 years.
8 years. You're also known for your physical fitness kick, I guess you'd call it that, and you've won quite a few honors on your
physical fitness has become a way of life with me. I train in the gym when I'm home in California 6 days a week, and I run on the beach 4 days a week, anywhere up to 3 to 5 miles. And I take at least 150 vitamins a day because I feel you need this when you wrestle and you work out and you extend yourself so much physically. You need those supplements to build your body back up, along with a good rest and good diet. So I competed in weightlifting and powerlifting, and then I went into bodybuilding and physique and entered the Mr. Los Angeles and won that, and Mr. California and won that. And then I kind of set that aside for a while, and I just decided to concentrate on wrestling and just training in the gym with weights.
Do you have any hobbies you'd like to discuss with us?
Yes, right now I'm really into wood. I like to build furniture and refinish furniture, and in fact our whole place is furnished with stuff that I built. And I do a lot of cartooning and artwork too on the side. T-shirts, designs, and for different organizations and clubs.
Okay, thank you very much. Ric Drasin, Santa Monica, California, a new star in the Gulf Coast area, and we have sent him in the ring, and he's something to watch out for. Now back to more on this edition of Gulf Coast Wrestling.
Just a moment in the ring right now, Lord John Raven and Raven's Raiders, of course, featured in the big cards in our entire area.
Thank you. Before we go any further, I'd like to congratulate my men on their fine skills and fighting abilities over the last couple of weeks here in winning everything that I've put them up against. The training has been hard, and we've been working out regularly. As you can see, they're in peak condition and are deserving of a world championship tag team. But for the moment, we're going to go for the Gulf Coast, and I've signed up with the NWA and Mr. McGwire for a shot at the belts for the Fields boys in the very near future, which is in fact next Friday night in Dothan.
Right.
The things that you should be looking for is their stamina and their ability to keep going when the going gets tough.
Well, a lot of people have tried to take the belts away from the Fields, and they've been very formidable teams. Do you think your people will be successful?
Oh, superior men. These are the finest I could find. I've searched the whole world. I've traveled from here to Canada, over to Europe. I was in Germany and France, Spain, the Netherlands. Oh, I've been all over, and these are the finest that money can buy, and my money's been well invested at the moment, as you can see. Tonight I'm going to send them over to Andalusia, but I have a little problem to take care of myself here in New Brockton. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. We appreciate you being with us. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be Lord John Raven, of course, featured again tonight, we said, in Andalusia, Alabama, a big card over there. And Friday night, they're looking forward to this big event in which they will get a shot at the Fields and the Gulf Coast Championship belts.
We will be the new champions. We will be the new champions. There is no doubt in my mind. I will just sit there as a spectator. In fact, I'm going to have a ringside seat. I won't have my usual seat at the ringside.
Okay. We're going up now into the ring for the introduction of our next match, and here once again is Charlie Platt.
Your attention, please, for the introduction of our next match of the evening. 1 fall, 10-minute time limit. 1 fall, 10 minutes. Introducing in the corner to my right, weighing in at 230 pounds from Atlanta, Georgia, Randy Als. Randy Als. His opponent, 228-pound Santa Monica, California, Ric Drasin. Drasin, 1 fall, 10 minutes.
All right, thank you, Charlie Platt. And here we have in the ring Ric Drasin, the All-American boy, weighing 228 pounds from California. Randy Als, 230 pounds. And referee is examining the boys for any grease or foreign objects now, warning about the hair pulling and the elbows, the closed fist, all illegal. Open hand is legal. Forearm smash is legal. And it's 1 fall, 10 minute. What a build on that Ric Drasin. Randy Als comes into the area with a good record. A takedown now, arm drag by Ric Drasin. Another arm drag by Ric Drasin. Ric is a bodybuilder, as you can see, beside being a fine wrestler. And favoring that arm now, trying to get some little feeling back in it, is Randy Als into the referee's hold. Let's see what happens here, trying to figure out a way. And a beautiful takedown by Randy. Randy working on that arm now, has it locked up into a head scissor, and let's see if Ric can get out of this. He's locked into a head scissor by Ric Drasin. 1 fall, 10-minute time limit on this match. Two real good opponents out there, equally matched. Trying to work himself out of that head scissor is Ric Als. He goes up to spin out, and he does. He gets out of it. Both men back on their feet now, looking for their next move. Ric Drasin, 228 from Santa Monica, California, into a headlock now by Randy Als, and he's putting that pressure on the head of Ric. Into the rope, and he comes off. Watch this. Now watch it. Down he goes, and let's see what happens. Over he goes, and Ric Drasin. Ric Drasin, a body slam, a big body slam, 230 pounds, and that's it. That's it. And the winner, ladies and gentlemen, in about 2.5 minutes, is the All-American boy, Ric Drasin. There is your winner on Gulf Coast Wrestling, right here in Dothan, Alabama. And don't forget tonight, Haystack Calhoun will be on the card at a special main event in New Brockton. And right now, we'll be back with more of our wrestling after this.
Match against Greg Peterson, who is the current Alabama state champion. The wrestling pro to my left, of course, has held this belt before on several occasions. And I know you're looking forward to getting a shot at Greg Peterson in the belt again.
John, would you mind keeping your mouth shut till I tell these people what I come out here to say? Let me tell you something, Mr. Greg Peterson. I went out there last night to wrestle you, and I was just going to take my time and give you a wrestling lesson of your life. You give me one hip toss, you tried to give me another tackle, and I wanted to throw you so hard, I threw you out in the first row of those ringside chairs. Let me tell you something. If you think you flew last night, you wait till this Friday night, and I'll get a hold of you, boy, and I'm going to smack you just like a little bug. I'm going to put my foot on you, and I'm going to smack you. But let me tell you something. Nobody's going to take my Alabama belt and keep it. You better take all the pictures you can with it this week, boy, because you ain't going to have it no longer than Friday night.
Well, you saw him, the wrestling pro. He's pretty hot about the outcome, of course, of the match at the Farm Center this past week. And you might be still a little upset because Greg Peterson, I'm sure, is not going to give the belt up quite that easy. Of course, part of the big card Friday night here in Dothan at the Farm Center. Also, the wrestling pro will be featured tonight over New Brockton, Alabama, against Ric Drasin. Now we're going up into the ring, and we're going to have our final main event of the day. And here is Charlie Platt to tell you about it.
Your attention, please, for the introduction of our final match of the evening, a tag team match, best 2 out of 3 with TV time remaining. 2 out of 3 with TV time remaining. Introducing in the corner to my right, weighing in at 472 pounds, Ravens Raiders, accompanied at ringside by Lord John Raven, the Raiders. Their opponents in the corner to my left, weighing in at 222 pounds from East Lowry, Alabama, Dick Dunn. Dunn. His partner, 236 pounds from St. Paul, Minnesota, Sweet Daddy Banks. Banks, best 2 out of 3 TV time remaining.
All right, thank you, Charlie Platt, and here we go with our main event this evening. The referee is checking the boys for any grease or foreign objects, and here we have Lord Raven and his Raiders, and there's Lord Raven, as you see in the ring, seeing his boys get the proper treatment from the referee, and in just a moment the match will be underway. Sweet Daddy Banks being examined by the referee, and And as Dick Dunn has already been, the referee's giving instructions now. No hair pulling, and watch the ropes and break when asked to break. And Sweet Daddy Banks gets the toss of the coin, and the Raider number 1. And here's the bell as they go into action now. Sweet Daddy Banks going around in a circle, looking at his opponent over there. On the ropes goes Sweet Daddy Banks. He pulls off. He missed his timing on that. The Raider was ready for him as he came up, and the referee's hold on the ropes. Here comes the automatic break by the referee, and he breaks clean. Sweet Daddy Banks, an arm drag. Down goes the Raider. He didn't like that. He comes up, and the referee says, open up those fists. And a go-behind by Sweet Daddy Banks, and a go-behind now by the Raider, and some amateur wrestling going on here. These boys are showing some real fast moves out there, but at an advantage now is the Raider, but Sweet Daddy Banks on the ropes. There's the automatic break, and no fall. In case you just joined us, this is our first fall out of a 2 out of a 3 fall event. Time limit here. There's a tag out to Raider number 2. In he comes with a hard right to the midsection. And a takedown by the Raider. A head scissor by Sweet Daddy Banks now. And Lord Raven is here with me watching his boys as they go about their duty into a head scissor. Can he get out of that, Lord?
Oh, quite easily. I just want you people to watch how this fighting machine, this team I've created, they are monsters, really. They are like clockwork. They think as one, and will work together with finesse, is the only word to describe.
There's a count of 2 on your boy just then. Did you get that?
I do believe that the count is on Banks.
I see. I'm sorry. All right. There's a count on Banks. And
as you can see, we're not really in trouble here at all. No. Banks is the one that is on the. He's going to get. We're going to get a fall here.
All right, trying to break that head scissor now is the Raven. Let's see if he can do it. And Banks.
Did you see him use that fist? Did you see that then?
All right, the Lord Raven said that he used the fist there, and the referee gives him a warning on that. Sweet Daddy Banks had him in a head scissor, and in desperation to break out, he may have used that fist. He's getting instruction, and there he comes with a fist, and so does Sweet Daddy Banks come back with a hard right, and down he goes. The Raven tags out. Raiders tag out now, and Lord Raven is giving instructions from ringside, and now the Raider is outside the ring, asking him to hold him back. Sweet Daddy Banks got a little riled up there. No fall as of yet. 2 out of 3 fall event into a headlock. A tag out now to his partner Dick Dunn, and in comes Dick Dunn into a headlock. Dick Dunn has the Raider on the ropes, and off he comes. Down goes the Raider. Here comes Dunn again. Down he goes. Watch this boy go. A takedown by Dick Dunn, and he's down for a count. The referee's down for a count, but that shoulder's up. No count as of right now. Dick Dunn at an advantage, and the Raider may be in trouble here. Dick Dunn strong and a pro at that. Been at it a long time here. Into a headlock. He goes over, tags out to Sweet Daddy Banks. Sweet Daddy Banks comes in. The referee says break it up, Dick Dunn, and he does. And he takes that hold. Sweet Daddy Banks on the Raider. He has the headlock. And a takedown now by Sweet Daddy Banks. Lord Raven leaves the ringside. I don't know if in disgust or what, but he went into the dressing room. Oh, there's the atomic drop. The atomic drop now by the Raider on Sweet Daddy Banks. And Banks is in trouble. He's in trouble. Here comes Lord Raven back out again. But after that atomic drop, here comes a body slam, a hard body slam by the Raider. And Daddy Banks is in trouble. There's no doubt about it. Down they go. The punishment continues. And very few men can come out of that atomic drop, much less what the punishment he's taking right now. And here he goes into a front face lock, and down he comes once again in the back. And they're giving this man a lot of brutal punishment out there. Sweet Daddy Banks, he's tough. He's staying in there.
Look at the viciousness. Just look how beautifully that they're attacking this man. Oh, my word.
I say you're right. They really are. They're putting it to him into a front face lock. A takedown now. Suplex by the Raider. That's a good move there.
Oh, yes. Oh, here we go.
1, 2. Oh, he's out of it. He's out of it on the count of 2 now. I thought that was a count out 2. Here comes a body slam once again. They're determined to get Sweet Daddy Banks. There's the ring. He misses, and he tags out. Here comes Dick Dunn, a hard right. Down he goes. Here comes Raider number 2. Down he goes, and Dick Dunn is cleaning up the ring. Watch this boy go. Dick Dunn and Lord Raven leaves in disgust. He comes back, and there goes Dick Dunn into each other, and they're down. He's down. Dick Dunn takes them both down. He bumps them into each other. There he goes once again, and the Raiders are down. What a match this is. This is our first fall. Dick Dunn still working on one of the Raiders there. The Irish whip into the rope, and a takedown by Dunn into a front face lock by Dick Dunn, into an Irish whip on the rope by Dick Dunn, but that Raider comes back and catches Dunn, and these boys are tough. Lord Raven is right. These Raiders are tough, but it's Sweet Daddy Banks now, and the Raider is working on those eyes. There's a smash to the back of the head, a tag out now to Raider number 2. He Irish whips him. There he comes. Oh, he's down, and he hurt that back. Sweet Daddy Banks hurt the back. Here he goes once again. Irish whip into the ropes. He comes out into a body slam and the body press to Dick Dunn out. He kicks him off, and the referee is warning Dunn to get out of the ring. They switch off out there. They switch off. The referee didn't see it. They switch. A body slam now by the Raider on Sweet Daddy Banks. No fall yet in this match. A body press by the Raider. 1, 2, and Dunn comes out and pulls him off. Sweet Daddy Banks in trouble there. Here's the Raider. Both boys are tired. Banks comes in with a hard right, and Banks tags out now. Here comes Dynamite Dick Dunn in there into a headlock. But he tags out. The Raider tags out. He slams Dunn, and they got him. This may be it. This may be it. 1, 2, 3. And what an exciting fall that was. The first fall, ladies and gentlemen, goes to the Raiders. The first fall goes to the Raiders. But don't go away. We'll be back with
real special pleasure to see you again. I know you're going to have quite a battle tonight. Of course, the thing that excites me and everybody else is the fact that you still have the Gulf Coast Championship belts. And, you know, I remember back whenever you guys first won them several weeks back, I heard all the guys saying, well, you know, we'll lift them off the fields real easy. And, fellas, I'm happy to say here all these weeks later you still got them, and I want to congratulate you.
Well, thank you, John. We sure appreciate that, too, because I'll tell you one thing. We've had a hard time holding these belts.
Yes, sir.
You know, we haven't sat back and put down any challenges at all that anybody's made to us.
Right.
We have took all challenges, and like we're taking next Friday night. The Ravens have kept hollering and hollering and hollering that they want a championship match. Really, this is the way we look at it, John. They've got everything to gain and nothing to lose. You know, we've got everything to lose. We've got the belts, and we're trying to hold the belts. And so if they can get the notch up the ladder by beating us for the belts, well, naturally they'll be champions, and they'll get themselves a little bit better name.
Right.
Now, what we have seen of these guys, we're not going to knock them. They're a pretty good team. They work good together. They tag in and out. They really on ball.
Right.
But if you notice, me and Rick in the last few weeks, we've got our teaming together
yes,
too.
Sir.
You know,
your timing is getting better every week.
And we're getting really good on our tag team, and that's the main thing in tag teams. When you get your timing together, and you get your tag outs, you know, that's really important in a tag team match. When you know when to tag out and when not to tag out, that's really important. And we've got that down pat.
Rick, I know you're looking forward to this big match, and also you got quite a match tonight over in New Brockton, I understand, right?
That's right. We got a big match down there. I would like to say that a couple of years ago when I first started, John, if you remember or not, I said my goal in life was to own some belts and everything, and Bobby kind of helped that come true. We've got the belts. We've held on to them. We've had a lot of people try after them, and we've continually held on to them. Next Friday night in Dothan, we got the Ravens Raiders, as you said. They're a tough team, and they have learned how to work together. Bobby and myself, when we first won the belts, we were kind of new as partners, but now since we've had them, we've been working together. We've been working harder every night, and we're just together. We're going to be hard to beat, too.
Right. Well, good luck to you, Bobby.
Thank you, John, very much.
Looking forward to seeing you down in New Brockton tonight, and good luck in Dothan Friday night at the Farm Center. You bet. Well, we're getting ready to go back up in the ring for our next fall. We're going to get Lynn Tony back over. And Lynn, let you finish running this card down for us. I think we cut you off there about Andalusia.
Okay, don't forget tonight at Andalusia, Alabama, they're going to have some big matches. The Raiders will be there. The people you're seeing right now, Dick Dunn will be on the card. Rip Tyler, Greg Peterson, Sweet Daddy Banks. A big night of wrestling tonight in Andalusia, Alabama. And don't forget now, on Thursday night, Panama City, you'll see Cowboy Bob Kelly and Rip Tyler, Don Carson versus Ric Drasin. But let's get back in the ring now and more of our Gulf Coast wrestling. Fall number 2, as you join us now. Fall number 2, Dick Dunn and the Raider. The first fall was taken by the Raiders. Dick Dunn back fresh again. A go behind it. And then the Raiders back with the same old zest they came in with in the first fall. That was a tremendous first fall. And here they are back once again. A front face lock by the Raider on Dick Dunn. And tag out now. The Raider comes back in. A takedown by the Raider. Dick Dunn takes him into a head scissor. And he's got him tied up now pretty well there. And pacing the floor is Lord Raven, watching over his boys here. And into a headlock he goes once again to tag out Sweet Daddy Banks. An Irish whip into the ropes, and he comes off and grabs a forearm smash from Sweet Daddy Banks. A forearm smash by Banks. It could be a fist. A Irish whip by Banks, and down he goes. He's hurt that back. Banks won't let him rest now. In comes Raider number 2. Dick Dunn in. All 4 men in the ring. And Dick Dunn says, get him ready. Here we go. Watch this. Watch this. Into they go. They bump their heads. They go down. Lord Raven is on the apron. He's yelling. And Dick Dunn's after him now as he comes our way. Both boys are groggy. One manages to get out. A takedown by Sweet Daddy Banks now. The Ravens are in trouble. Let's see if they can get out of that. There's a forearm smash into the midsection of Sweet Daddy. And he tags out. Raven comes in with the bottom of the foot. And the boys are slugging it out right in the middle of the ring there. And let's see who gets the best of this. On the ropes, getting a little impetus there, comes the Raider, and Sweet Daddy Banks goes down. There's a short rabbit jab to the face by the Raider. And Lord Raven is here by me right now.
I just want to point out to all you beautiful people out there in TV land, the stamina that my men have, the will to win, the power to keep going, the intestinal fortitude. It is fantastic. Just look at the attacks, constantly tagging in and out, never really getting tired. Just attack all the time. This is what I've been teaching them, training them, and bringing them up to. And this is now they're at their peak. Next Friday night in Dothan, the Fields boys, they just better look out.
I agree with you. They're at their peak right now. And we into a front face lock now. And oh, look at it. Look at this. Watch this, watch it now, up on the top. Dick Dunn gets him down and takes him down. Dunn catches him there. But look at there goes Lord Raven. He comes down off the top of the turnbuckle. And this may be it. There goes the referee for the count. 1, 2, 3. And the Ravens take the match now. Dunn says, wait a minute. Dunn says, wait just a minute. Did you see who jumped off that turnbuckle? Dick Dunn is arguing with the referee. Referee Larry Brock.
Again, another witness, another time. We've done it again.
All right, they did it again, but there's some controversy in that ring now because Dick Dunn is out there with his boy, Sweet Daddy Banks. And if you saw that on your television screen, Dick Dunn caught one of the Raiders as he was about, and that's what happened. So that match goes, as you see, 2 straight falls to the Raiders, and there you have our final match here this evening, our main event. Don Carson, yes, sir.
Let me say a few closing words. I would like to compliment the Ravens Raiders for winning 2 straight falls here today. I predict that they will win 2 straight falls Friday night at the Farm Center, and I predict tonight in New Brockton that the big man will be laying on his belly, not on his back. I also predict, ladies and gentlemen, that next Friday night in Dothan, Alabama, at the Houston County Farm Center, Bobo Brazil is going to go down, and you people keep your mouth shut because it's none of your business. That's what the man's going to do, is go down. And you're going to see next Friday night, I will appear in Dothan, Alabama with the Gulf Coast Championship belt around my waist, and I will show that to Bobo Brazil and see how he likes that, because I'm going to beat Banks Mr. Banks in Mobile, Alabama this week for the championship.
Okay.
I didn't say meet him, I said beat him.
So there you have the predictions of Don Carson, ladies and gentlemen. And Don is very confident, a self-confident man. He's big enough to back up what he says in many, many ways. But tonight there is some question in my mind whether or not he can handle the 600-pound Haystack Calhoun. Now, John, what do you think about that match tonight?
I'll tell you one thing. Don's got a lot of weight out there against him this week and next week, and he better be working his biceps and everything out because chicken wings fine, but those guys are capable of doing a little something themselves, and they're pretty heavyweight guys.
That's right, that's right. John, I understand now last night here in Dothan that Greg Peterson was awarded the belt. Is that right?
Correct.
And he's put it right back on the line because there was controversy.
Right.
And I know Greg, and you know Greg. And when Greg gets a belt, he wants it to be right.
He was a wrestling pro, and, of course, I said, you know, about him having held it many times. Of course, he held it, of course, up until that time.
Right.
And that's why he was quite excited about that. And I was trying to pay him a compliment, but he got awfully irritated at me trying to pay him a compliment, Lynn. But I do say one thing, that we do have this week in Dothan, Alabama, one of the most exciting cards we've had locally in some time with these two big championship events coming up. And I want to tell everybody right now to make sure that they plan to attend. Call Shorty Turner at 7946-226. Get those advance tickets lined up because the ringsides will be going very fast. Lynn, we got about time enough for you to run down the whole card for us, and then we'll close it out.
Now let's go to the ring for today's matches.
Attention, please, for the introduction of our first match of the afternoon, a tag team match. 2 out of 3 falls with a 30-minute time limit. Best 2 or 3 with a 30-minute time limit. Your referee, Jimmy McGwire. McGwire, the referee. Introducing in the corner to my right with a combined weight of 472 pounds from parts unknown, Ravens Raiders. The Raiders, accompanied at the ringside by Lord John Raven. Their opponents with a combined weight of 436 pounds from Mobile, Alabama. Your current Gulf Coast Tag Team Champions, the Fields Boys, Bobby and Ricky. Best 2 out of 3 with a 30-minute time limit.
Thank you very much, Charlie Platt, for the introduction of our first TV match this afternoon, and it proves to be an exciting one as the Ravens, with Lord Raven, their manager, taking on the Fields Boys, the current Gulf Coast Tag Team Champions, Ricky and Bobby. It'll be Ricky starting off for the Fields Boys against one of the Ravens, the Raiders. Going at it hot and heavy now in the middle of the ring. It's one of the Raiders tagging out with the other, and he comes into the ring and puts a foot to the back of the neck of Ricky Fields. All right, there they are. Ricky Fields and the Raiders. Down goes one of the Raiders with a nice leg drop by Ricky Fields. Ricky now with the headlock, tags out with Bobby. He comes in, he continues with the headlock. Trying to tag out one of the Raiders. Ravens Raiders, there's a count of 1, a count of 2 on Bobby Fields. But he bridges out just in time. 1. Referee Jimmy McGwire. Bobby Fields into the corner now, tags out with Ricky. Ricky comes back with the headlock on one of the Raiders, into the ropes. Off they come. And Ricky Fields with the body slam, another one. Then the headlock again to maintain control of the match so far. Ricky Fields and Bobby Fields, the current Gulf Coast Tag Team Champions, in the ring with the Raiders of Lord John Raven. He's gotten this team up just recently. Into the ropes again. Fields over the top. Hits one of the Raiders in the corner. Comes back with a headlock again on the other Raider. Now the other Raiders, you can see, didn't particularly care for that. Ricky Fields goes over there, tags out with Bobby Fields. And Bobby Fields now with the headlock on one of the Raiders. Raiders trying to drive Bobby Fields into the corner so that they can tag, but does not reach into the ropes. A forearm to the neck has Bobby Fields staggered for just a second. There's the tag, and the other Raider comes in now. Now the headlock on Bobby Fields. He breaks it. Scissors on the head. Bobby Fields with control right now, but the Raider is beginning to get up, and the count of 1 is applied on Bobby Fields as he tries to hold off the Raider. The Raider has slipped his head out of that scissors lock, and now is beginning to put the pressure on Bobby Fields for the count of 1. Bobby Fields yelling that he's using the tights. Jimmy McGwire caught it. McGwire caught it and forced the break, but the other Raider has come back in on the tag just as McGwire called for the break. Forearm to the head as Bobby Fields staggered again. Down he goes with the reverse headlock or chin lock. The Raider on Bobby Fields. Pulls him into the corner, tags out. The other Raider comes in. But first he comes in with a fist to the stomach. Still has control over Bobby Fields with a headlock. Fields trying to reach Ricky. They're close, but not close enough as the Raider pulls him back, comes in and tags out. Pulls Bobby Fields again. There it is, a forearm to the stomach again. And he led him into the corner of Ricky Fields, and they tagged out, and Fields comes in now with a forearm to the chest and then to the chin. Into the turnbuckle. Off he comes. He's up and over. Big body drop on the Raider by Ricky Fields. Into the rope. There's the drop kick. There's the drop kick by Ricky Fields on the Raider. Into the ring again, the ropes again. The Raider holds on, comes up with a foot to the face of Ricky Fields. Fields is down. Oh, look out. Is down for the count of 1, 2, 3. I think he got the count of 3. No, he did not. Did he get the count of 3? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, sir. The Raiders of Lord Raven against Ricky Fields and Bobby Fields. The Raiders took the first match. Lord John over here.
Yes, I'd just like to say a few words to the people here in Dothan and surrounding areas about these boys I've discovered, I must say. I've traveled Europe and the continent in general. I've been all over America. And, I wanted to get some champions, and I think I really discovered some with these boys here.
Well, you just formed this team.
This is correct, yes. I've spent a considerable amount of money on training these boys and getting them together and getting a team. And as you can see them working in a team atmosphere, they're tagging in and out and keeping the pressure on the fields all the time. I want those belts. That is my goal, is to have those belts on my office wall, you see.
Well, you'll have to go some. There's a lot of competition, I think, in front of you. Plus, you got to, of course, you won the first fall here.
That's
against
correct,
the field.
as you can see. And here we go, here we go. My word, look at that, excuse me.
Lord Raven complaining about the fact that Bobby Fields came in there and helped out Ricky. Raiders tagging out again, still working on Ricky Fields. Fields rolls over to the corner, tags out with Bobby. Bobby comes in with a couple forearms. Down goes one of the Raiders, down goes the others. Bobby Fields working on the Raiders now. Another forearm to the chin, down goes the Raider. Headlock. Into the rope, tags out with Ricky. Ricky comes in. Here comes a body slam. Oh, no. Wait a minute. Backbreaker. The backbreaker. There's a count of 2, the count of 3. He's got it. Ricky Fields takes over the Raiders. Lord Raven rushing up into the ring. Match between Lord John Raven's Raiders and Ricky Fields and Bobby Fields, the current Gulf Coast Tag Team Champions. This is Ricky Fields and one of the Raiders now with a hammerlock on the Raider. Trying to reach his partner, can't quite do it as Bobby Fields tags out with Ricky. Bobby Fields in there now with the hammerlock. Tags out with Ricky. Ricky now comes in with the hammerlock on one of the Raiders, down to the mat. Oh, there's a knee into that left arm, and brother, that'll take the circulation out of there for just a few minutes.
I just want to say that Ricky Fields is working strong on my Raiders' arm, but they're in such fine condition, such superb athletes that they'll be able to withstand this pain for some time and can fight like machines. They're just like machines, these boys.
Well, they managed to tag out Lord John Raven now moving back to ringside. He's going to try to help out his Raiders, I imagine, any way he can, as Ricky Fields moved over and tagged out with Bobby. There's a variation of the arm bar on one of the Raiders. The Raiders tags out. Able to move into the corner. Tags out. Comes in with a fist to the stomach. Body slam on Bobby Fields. Locks him up with a count of 2. Only the count of 2 as one of the other Raider got in there and kicked Bobby Fields in the back. There's a body slam by the Raiders now on Bobby Fields. It looked like he had him pinned. He's going to try it again. There's a count of 1, count of 2. No, he comes in again. This time Ricky Fields comes in now, starts to take charge with a right, another right. They're just changing blows. Bobby Fields, here's the body slam again. He's on top. He's looking for the referee. Lord Raven off the top rope. Onto the back of Bobby Fields. The bell has sounded. Lord Raven came off the top of the rope. And Jimmy McGwire has disqualified the Raiders. Disqualified the Raiders and given the match to Ricky and Bobby Fields. Lord John Raven, as I'm sure you saw, came off the top rope onto the back of Bobby Fields, who had one of the Raiders pinned. Ricky Fields was in the other corner. Lord John in there. Ricky Fields chases him out.